Hey guys, and warm welcome back to the channel. My name is Grace if you're new here, and this is the Rusty Thicket where we do all sorts of Goblin core stuff. I'm a watercolor artist. I do all sorts of arts and crafts really, but the main focus of this channel is watching my business grow and becoming, full-time, self-sustaining artist at now 33 years old. I started this about a year ago to truly become self-sustaining, an actual income, and that sort of thing. I've done art my whole life, and I've always wanted the opportunity to do this. And when my husband moved to Japan with the Air Force, I obviously went with him, and this is the first location that we've been that this really felt like the right and proper time to do this. So welcome to the channel, and in between all of that art, I like to do all kinds of exploring and thrifting and being out in nature, and as much as that is definitely a core part of this channel, I have not got to do a lot of that because the summers here are very hot and humid, but it's finally cooling down. We're definitely going to be getting into some more adventuring. I want to show you guys all kinds of places here in Okinawa because it's a beautiful location. It's just a little too warm for me through the summer. So get ready to see a lot more videos of that. The last week was just kind of wild. Ever since my big Craftchella event a couple of weekends ago, I have been sort of recovering from that, both in product to make and then just mentally and emotionally. It was a high that I have never experienced before because I've never had the opportunity to sell in a event or a location that brought in that much one, interaction with people. There were just a ton of people there and I've never had that, but also of purchases. And I will break that down eventually, but I made over $800, which does not sound like a whole lot probably to most people, but I've never had the opportunity. I've never been in an area that had that many people that I got accepted into the event in the first place. Lots of those events really take into consideration what you're selling and how many other people are selling the same products, how long you've been doing it, what your booth setup looks like, if you even have a booth to begin with, and that's just things I never had before. So it's all a new experience for me, and it was just the most amazing thing. And I did another one last weekend that didn't have that same feeling, even though I did well at it. It wasn't advertised nearly as much, so the foot traffic was much smaller, which is something you have to deal with in events anyway, but it was hard to know that that's how it was going to be. There were over 40 vendors there, so it was a first in that sense because I had never done a vendor fair with that many vendors at it. And then I was just kind of feeling disorganized and kind of all over the place because I was already out of sync doing Vlogoween, which I'm really sorry about, but I promise more of that's kind of coming. We're gonna splice it in through November and do a great big giveaway and some other things like that, and right before we get going with Christmas. Vlogmas is still happening. It will be a lot different just because I know what to expect on my end, but we should still get a video every day through Christmas. My husband taking time off also kind of throws me out of my schedule because we like to go and do things, and he kind of had some surprise time off in October, and even though it was great and we did some awesome stuff and we got to hang out and all that kind of thing, it really took me off of my schedule. So Christmas will be different, and I have very specific things. Vlogoween was a little different because I had stuff I wanted to do, but it didn't necessarily have to go in order. But Vlogmas very much has a specific order, things that I definitely am working on. And then I rearranged my space because I was feeling, like I said, all over the place, unorganized. I realized I have to have a lot more product than I had originally planned, which is great, but also I needed space. So I'll walk you around the area here just a little bit, and then we're going to talk about some new things. We'll actually start with that first, and I'll do the walk through here in just a second because it's not much to look at. Like, you're literally looking at most of it. It's just that I have room out in front now to put lighting and cameras and things like that when I upgrade equipment and stuff like that. But first I want to talk about some new things that I've been working on. Obviously you can see here, this is a coloring book. It is going to be available on my Etsy shop. I don't know exactly when yet, and I'm really sorry, but uploading things to Etsy just, it's on the back burner while I'm selling things in person right now. But I've got to go get more paper and an actual stapler that like comes apart because my little mini stapler doesn't do that. But this is my very first, I can't call it published because I haven't published it, but this is the first coloring book I've ever put together. It's obviously Goblin Core themed. I drew everything in here. We're gonna have snails and like cute little sceneries. This one I actually watercolored and then decided I wanted to turn that into a coloring page because it looked like fun. But just keep an eye on my Etsy shop and on my Instagram and my Facebook and all that fun stuff because that's where I will post the notification that this is up on my Etsy shop. It would be a digital download because I'm still working on all of that. But I'm terribly excited because I've always wanted to do a coloring book, and maybe one day I'll get to publish it, but for the time being, work with what you've got, which is basically the motto on this channel. So anyway, just keep your eye out for that because I'm excited for it to be in somebody's hands. The next thing I wanted to share with everybody are some pictures. So this is my little brother and sister. I'm the one on this side right here. Obviously we're super cute. I just wanted to show that because my mom sent these to me and it makes more sense when I show you this next picture. But so I've been talking about having my grandpa's desk. It's an old oak roll top desk, handmade. The company doesn't really exist anymore. I've looked it up online and stuff. I think people have, you know, eBayed and all that kind of stuff, these desks over the years, so you can't buy a brand new one. But it's the only thing I wanted when he passed away, and well, but from both of my grandparents really. But my mom found this picture and I just wanted to show everybody that I have an awesome picture. This one's my sister right here, and then this is me. And it's just the cutest picture because this is the desk I'm talking about. So it's literally me sitting at this desk that I cannot wait to get in a few years when we get back stateside. And if you've been following the channel, you know how much of a big deal it is for me because I love this like look to begin with, but then this is, you know, a family heirloom. So yeah, just really excited. And then she also sent me this picture of a Polaroid that my grandpa took because they used to own a ceramic shop, and I know everybody has been going absolutely feral over these mushroom canisters in my little like group of people, Goblin Core, Cottage Core people, and I just think that's funny she sent it to me because she knows that I've had my eyes out for these too for a while. I don't know if I really want to buy them. I just kind of want to find them in the wild, you know, one of those thrifting finds that people are coming across. All right, and then my sister sent me some really cute little goblin hoard things that we are going to take a look at to add to my collection. So her first name is Rebecca. So she sent me this little cup that she's not gonna hang on to anymore, which I think is super cute. And like I was saying before, we have a ceramic, well, we had a ceramic shop in the family. My grandparents owned it. And we used to go every summer and around Christmas and paint little things. And this is like a little cat she painted that is gonna be perfect in my collection. And I'm pretty sure we talked about this. There's an actual name for him and I cannot remember what it is, but I used to see these at like pottery places and stuff like that all the time, especially touristy places. You'd pick one up. And then she sent me this little tiny stone elephant who is super cute. So we'll add that to the goblin hoard. Oh, and I almost forgot. It's like a little She really loves elephants, so she's sent me some of the little things she's just not gonna hang on to anymore. And this looks like it was maybe part of a bracelet, but it's perfect. She also sent me a whole bag of tumbled rocks. And I'm not gonna get into all of them because a lot of them are very similar, but there's quite a bit of tiger's eye that's coming across on the camera. I've always heard this called elephant something. I have a piece myself and I can't remember what it's called, but she has quite a few pieces of those, probably because her favorite animal is an elephant. Tons of this really pretty green rock, which is not anything super special, I don't think. It's not like a moss agate or anything like that, but I'll do some research on it at some point. But anyway, it's just a whole bag of really awesome tumbled jewels, and I'm super excited to put those in with my collection. You can never have too many rocks or shiny things for the crow brain, you know? Okay, so now I kind of want to show you guys the new background. So this is where my camera's going to start sitting from here on out. I have always wanted to be able to get my desk in the background, and shooting from the other direction, which is what I always had to do because of the way the space was set up, just never really was good for that. But I also needed a separate table which used to sit up against the window. I'll show you that here in a second. And now I finally have one that is facing a direction that will allow to put things around it so that I can film better and just have a better location for that sort of thing. Now, I don't know if that means I will be filming on the table from this direction or if I'll turn it around because of the nice natural light I'm getting. But for once, I just feel like that I'm not being stuck in a little corner and things are opened up because we got rid of this really huge shelf, which maybe you'll remember in some of my previous videos. I'm not sure I have footage to be able to go back and show you on. I'll dig around, and if I do, it'll play over this piece. But we put everything in the closets, and I'll show you that too because I'm really excited that it all fit in there, and now I don't have to have, you know, that big monstrosity sitting up and taking a whole bunch of the room up when I can focus on having the art out for a change and not putting it on my kitchen table, which I hate doing because I like for that to look nice. You know, it's in the open all the time. And not that my cat is bad about being on counters and things, but when I don't have my stuff in a room that I could close the door, it makes me anxious. So then I don't leave stuff out. So I have to constantly unpack things. And this is just, it's better. You'll see. So we'll do that right now. Okay, so first things first, I just wanted to do like an overview, I guess. So if you're familiar, you know, you'll walk in the room and then here is my husband's area. And as neat as he really does keep it, it's still too cluttered for me visually to be able to work on things, which is also why we have this divider here. But also this plays a key role in my background in a few of my videos, and especially more coming up now that this is a much more functional area for me. You have to say hi to Cooper first. Hey, Gooby. Say hi. So I really like that his desk is here now because I moved this shelf to behind my table here. I'll show you a little bit closer in a second. And I put this shelf up, and it doesn't have anything yet because I'm actually gonna let David help me figure out what he wants to put up there, since mostly this space will be his. But I did have the dog bed over here, which that trash can is just there temporarily, but I liked having this up so much that putting his bed in this side here just kind of sucked, because either he was being cut off from me in the room or I couldn't have this unfolded all the time. So his bed is here now, and he's very happy, as you can tell, with his little hedgehog. He's so cute. All right, so nothing around here has really changed. This is still in the same space. This is obviously still in the same space. This is a little less cluttered because I moved this shelf, like I had said. This way I have, you know, just more access to things, but also it's just visually pleasing. I can have the things that I make and kind of bring that vibe to me for my artwork. You know, just it helps create the space that I want to be in, to create in, if that makes any sense. This is all here temporarily, but I have a show this weekend, so it's just gonna hang out there for now. Otherwise, it would be collapsed down and put underneath this table or out in our other storage building, depending. And then this is the table that I do take with me to my events, but I will be keeping it mostly cleared off so I can just pack it up and go whenever I need to. And that way I can have all my camera equipment hanging over the top of it this way, or from the other direction like we were just filming in. And then my suitcase sits down here, and that's what I take to all of my events, full of my artwork and stuff. And then this one, I still have all of our D&D and some of my collector's items here. My very important Stardew Valley collection. And then projects and the goblin hoard. So I think it works really, really well. I wish that this was like a built-in situation, or that, you know, I had my grandpa's desk and I could just fit everything that I wanted to on that desk, because it would. I don't want to hang this up quite yet because I'm not sure where to put it, but that is my 5-year plan. And we had done that a little while back on the channel. But I really enjoy having just like pretty things around that make me feel inspired. And yeah, so that's it. I still get plenty of light in, and if I'm filming in this direction, I don't have to see anything that's behind me. And I of course can move that further back while he's not here if I need to, but I really think I have plenty of space. It's nice and cozy in here, and when I have like my little music player going, it just feels, it feels good, man. It feels good. Okay, and then in the closet is all of my extra stuff. So this is Vlogoween and Vlogmas and like upcoming projects that aren't my watercolor or like for my business necessarily, just stuff I want to do. This is all business related. Most of this is business related. This is the giveaway that we're going to get to here in just a second. This is just like other projects I have going on or equipment. This is something I would typically just leave out on the table, but for this video's purpose, I put it in here for now. My very important guillotine cutter thing, all of my ephemera and stuff like that. This is actually going to go out in the garage here in just a little bit. Well, storage unit. And then this is camera stuff. And then one of the biggest things I wanted to accomplish when putting everything in here was making this tote my like overflow products, because I want to start making more and more and more product to be prepared better for the next fall season, and I need a place to store it, so that's what that is for. And then over here is all of the equipment. So this shelf is the Brother. This is the laser printer that I use for like the coloring books that you just saw, and some of my more businessy type stuff, because it's not an inkjet. This is the Plex server, which we have all of our like digital movies and stuff on. Extra little boxes of like computer parts and things, because my husband actually builds his own stuff, and like we have fancy keyboards and things like that. This is the inkjet printer and all of the printer paper and stuff like that that hangs out in there. That is the case to my really beautiful typewriter, but I like to see it out in the open, so I keep the case down there. Just papers and stuff, and then our shredder. And I'm just so happy it all fit in this closet. It has changed the way this room functions completely. So if you ever are sharing a room with your significant other and you're trying to run a business, it can be done. I would love to have the whole room to myself, but truthfully, it's the way that it is now is the most functional it's ever been, and I hope when we move to our next location, if we still only have 2 rooms, it works out the same way. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll be adding art and some things to the walls over time. I have a few things I already know I want to add to them. I just haven't done it yet, because I literally just straightened this up this morning from buying the shelving unit and all that kind of stuff this past weekend. But let me know what you guys think. I think it turned out fantastic. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was the upcoming giveaway. We are still doing it. It is still all of the Vlogoween stuff that we have already done, and a few more projects I'm going to do into November. November is a very busy month for me. I have 4 events to do. Pretty much every weekend is booked for the month of November. Some of those events are 2-day events. I don't have enough stuff made, so I'm going to be focusing mostly on that. But in between things, instead of trying to make it a schedule, I promise we are going to do a few more giveaway type items to go into this bag, and then we will do an official giveaway probably in the middle of November. But don't quote me on that, because I'm having a hard time keeping up with everything right now, which is honestly, it's great. I like to be busy. I just didn't expect to be quite this busy. So yeah, we have different plans for next year already going off in my head, because Vlogoween was a lot to try and pull off when I all of a sudden started getting notifications that I would be going to basically every event I have applied for, which has never happened to me. So make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you like this video and comment. I would love to start chatting with you guys in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, because we're gonna have lots of great stuff coming up. The weather is getting beautiful every single day, and we are going to start doing outdoorsy, adventure-y, Japan, Okinawa type stuff coming up. But until next time, I'm going to get started on a couple more videos today as we speak. I have some stuff waiting to be filmed so that we can get back on track and have another video the day it's supposed to come out, on Thursday. So I will see you guys then. Bye, guys.